Here's number 6 of our conversation with Joseph Williams of Toto. I'm John Bowden from Rocky Stream Music.
What about The Lion King? I mean, I remember someone telling me about that. I go, what? Really? Cool.
Yeah, the Lion King was something that came out of, I guess, my days, doing background vocals and vocals for TV commercials and like the gummy bears for Disney, that kind of thing. So there was a couple of guys over at Disney, Chris Montan being the main one, who called me and he said, we're doing a new animated movie called Aladdin. And it's written by Alan Menken, wrote all the music, and it's very Broadway, all the way it is. And the guy who's doing the voice of Aladdin is also doing all of the singing, and he's terrific. He sounds great. But we, the producers of the music producers of the movie, would like to replace his voice with somebody who can sound like him, but has a little bit more of a pop quality. So they hired me to come into the studio and replace all of the singing parts on Aladdin, which I did. And it sounded great, but it was rejected by the composer. The composer wanted the guy who was playing the part of Aladdin to be the singer also. And so I didn't end up getting that gig. But from that, Chris called me a couple months later and said, look, I got something else for you to do. We're doing another animated thing. It's called The Lion King. We've got a bunch of songs. Elton John is writing the songs. Tim Rice is writing the lyrics. We've got a bunch of songs that we're not exactly we know what we're gonna do with them yet. So will you come in the studio? Can't guarantee anything in the movie, but will you come in and help us with the demos as a male voice? And we're gonna hire Saida Garrett as a female voice, and we're gonna figure out where these songs are gonna fit in the movie. So we went into the studio and sang half a dozen songs, including, and one of them, I don't even think Hakuna Matata was part of it, but one of them was, can you feel the love tonight, and Circle of Life, and we sort of worked on a bunch of the songs, and they had different lyrics, and they were working on them, and that was the end of it. I was paid as a demo singer. I came in, it was a wonderful day, and then a few months go by. And Chris called me again and said, okay, we'd like you to come down to Hans Zimmer's studio and actually replace Matthew Broderick's voice. Actually, I don't think he even did any singing. We want you to do the singing for when Simba becomes an adult in The Lion King. It's the same songs you sang on the demo, but the words are a little bit different. Are you interested? I said, of course I'm interested. And he said, once again, I can't guarantee you're going to be in the movie. The composer might end up nixing you the same way they did with Aladdin. And I said, that's fine. So I went down to the studio and I went and I sang, can you feel the love tonight? Right where a part where it would have been Matthew Broderick's voice, but they put me in there instead. And they said, that's fine. We like it. Sounds more pop. That's what we want. And then while I was in the booth, my wife, who was in the room with the producers and Hans Zimmer and the directors or whatever, they started talking. I couldn't hear them about this other song, and how they didn't know how they were going to figure out how to do it, because it starts with Simba singing as a cub, and then he grows up into an adolescent. And his first line as an adolescent is a sort of a high tenor line. It means no worries, up there. And they knew, like, Matthew can't do that. How are we going to do that? Is that going to make sense with his voice being lower later? And my wife goes, why don't you just let Joe try something? And so they said, okay. And they put the song up and I sang my parts, including all the little added like ad-libs and stuff like that. They thanked me, they paid me for the session, and I didn't know that it was going to even be in the movie until over a year later when they called and said, we want you to come to the premiere.
Wow. No kidding. Is your wife in the industry?
No, she's a singer and a songwriter. She never sort of pursued it, but she's musical and she's smart.